3D wine glass and bottle acrylic nail art tutorial by Hotpinkzebrapolish.
Hi guys! In this video I'll be showing you how I made this 3D wine glass and wine bottle. There is another nail that goes with this design that is 3D grapes, so I hope you check that out as well. And don't forget to click subscribe so that you don't miss a future tutorial.
So I'm going to begin by just creating an overlay across the entire nail tip with a layer of white acrylic. And I'm keeping this fairly thin because there's going to be 2 more layers of acrylic on top of it, and I don't want the whole thing getting super thick and, you know, all that good stuff. So keep it thin and just try to keep it as smooth as possible. So then I'm going to dip a bead of clear acrylic into a shimmer dust that has kind of an opalescent finish on it, and then I'm going to apply that over the nail. And this I can pretty much just brush on because the shimmer dust goes a long way, so it doesn't take much of it to cover a nail. And now I'm going to be encasing it with a layer of clear acrylic. This is going to protect the previous layer so it doesn't get filed off and disappear, and it's going to be where you build your nail structure. So now I'm going to be filing the nail to remove any ridges and weird lumps and bumps. So I'm going to start with a 180 grit file, and then I'm going to move on to a 240 grit padded buffer just to remove any scratches that the other file left behind. So now take a plastic bag or saran wrap or plastic wrap and wrap it around the end of a brush and then secure it with a bobby pin. So you still want to hold on to this because the bobby pin isn't going to be a foolproof securing holder on her. So do hold on to it, but the bobby pin is sort of like insurance so that if your hand slips, there's still something there to hold on. And then cover the end of it with some clear acrylic. Now you want to find a brush that has the right shape for your wine glass. Now I am using just an old eyeshadow brush to do this, but you can use a paintbrush or, you know, depending if you have a chopstick or something hanging around the house, that'll work too. So then just cover up the end to about the shape that you want your wine glass, and you don't want to go all the way around it to where the bobby pin is, only about 60% of the way. So then once it's set, remove the bobby pin, take out the brush, and then gently pull out the plastic bag. So now your plastic bag is going to have a couple wrinkles right at the end where that curve is, and so there's going to be some weird things happening on the bottom of your wine glass. So fill in some acrylic just to smooth that out. And my camera didn't record this on the nail tip, but do this on the nail tip that you prepared before with the white. And I'm going to be making my wine bottle. So make the meat of the bottle with black acrylic and keep this thin because we're going to be adding another layer. So create your wine bottle going at a side, or on its side, I suppose, going up your nail. And so then create the neck of the bottle. And I'm using black first because I didn't have the right shade of a really dark green. But in the end, I was actually really happy I used the black because it added so much more dimension. And it made it look almost more like glass. So then I'm going to add a layer of, it's a dark green, but it's kind of a sheer dark green. And so I'm going to just be covering that up and covering up the black. And so you can still see the black through it, but you can tell that there's that clear green on top. So it almost does look like a bottle that is green glass filled with a dark liquid. So I was pretty happy with the end result. So then after you have your wine bottle done, I'm moving back to my nail tip so you can see what mine actually did look like. And I'm going to be painting the wine that's coming out of the bottle into the glass. And I'm using purple since the nail that goes with this is purple grapes. I thought instead of using like a dark burgundy wine color, I thought purple would be a better complement. So I just created a little design, and I first started with the stream of the liquid coming out of the bottle. And then I added some swirls on the side and a couple little decorative lines, and I just kept adding to it until I was happy. So you can either do exactly what I did, come up with your own little design, or just do a line. A line looked just fine. I just thought it would be fun to keep painting. I have a trouble stopping painting, so I will keep adding stuff until I decide that I've gone too far. Anyways, so I just kept adding little lines until I really didn't have any more room. And you want to make sure that you carry your lines all the way down far enough so that it fills the glass. And then fill in your glass halfway with the same shade of purple. And right now your glass is probably going to look a little foggy, like you can't quite see it, doesn't have that clear crystal glass look, but once you put on some gel sealer, it'll look just fine. So now I'm going to be attaching my glass to the nail, and I'm just going to be gluing it on basically with some nail glue and then a little bit of clear acrylic to fill any gaps that may be there. And try to not knock off your glass before you're done. Like I just bumped it. Don't do that. Don't ruin it. So then with some more clear acrylic, I'm going to be adding the stem of my glass. So I'm going to just build it up, and I'm going to take it, and it's going to be a curved line going down so that it attaches to the center or the middle of that glass's bottom, and then curves down until it touches the glass. So then with some gel paint, I'm going to be painting the label and the little wrapper on my wine bottle. So I'm going to start with the label around the middle, and then add a thinner stripe for the that little label or the wrapper at the top of the bottle. Cure that halfway, so for me it's a minute, in a UV lamp, and then press on some gold foil, or you could choose any color you want. Silver would be fine. I'm going to finish my wine glass with just a line for a highlight with white, and then apply gel sealer over the entire thing. And in the video I didn't show putting gel sealer over the wine bottle, but you want to. I don't know why I didn't record doing that. Sometimes I do strange things. This is one of them. And you want to make sure that you put gel sealer on the outside and the inside of your wine glass so that it really has a nice, clear, shiny look. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check out the other video that goes with this with 3D grapes. I hope you like my design. Please share any recreations with me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I would love to see them, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!